going, folks? Joe Zamecki here, Texas State Director for American Atheists, doing another picket, another weekday picket of the Texas Legislature 2011 session, because they are eliminating severely large portions of education by cutting funding across the state, and it's just a tragedy. Meanwhile, there are bills right now that are unnecessary, which are going to cost taxpayers money, and there's a solution out there. A lot of folks may not have thought of this yet, so I'm putting this out there. Crazy and wild as it seems and sounds, there are more and more people who like this idea every day. And every time a televangelist gets caught, this idea becomes a little more popular. Segwayers.
Well, I stay up for the law, so I think I'll be alright. But I'll definitely email that to you. Every day. Yes. Yes. First time in Austin, too.
Segway. Yeah, it's hard to compete with the big pink pig. A friend of mine and I, we just took a tour of the Capitol building inside and out, and it's just amazing. The largest Capitol building of all the 50 states, and it is littered with a whole lot of religion, of course, but monuments dedicated to lots of things, among them people who fought in the Texas-Mexico War, the Spanish-American War, but also there are several statues, monuments, and plaques dedicated to Texas members of the Confederacy. So yes, Texas was a Confederate state. It's kind of hard to believe. We're so far away, you know, from where that war was happening.
All right, see you later. What does yours say?
Much different.
Don't tax them. Right?
They're closing schools and firing teachers because of money that we have.
Okay, well, I'm going to take a picture of yours too then.
Cool.
Because I love it. Yes.
Of course, I'm just talking about the rich churches like televangelists.
Oh, I'm not
and
religious. I think churches have way too much pull anyways.
Well, they make so much money, they could be solving this problem right now.
I know, right? All right, well, thank you. Good luck.
Have a good day.
You too.
I have to stay far away from the pink pig because we don't want to confuse anybody. As I was saying, a friend of mine and I, we took a tour of the Texas State Capitol building behind me. It is the largest state capitol building of all the 50 states, and you really do get that feeling when you're inside the thing. It's huge and beautiful. And it's got a lot of monuments inside and out, plaques, and a great many of them are religious in nature. So today is Monday, February 14, 2011, and I'm doing my weekday picket here a little late, but better late than never. Yeah, we were inside the building there. We went inside the chambers of the Senate and the House of the state legislature, and both were empty at the time. I think they have the day off. Valentine's Day, got to take the day off. And when you're inside those rooms, you really get the sense that this is a place of extreme wealth, and that the people who work there are themselves extremely wealthy. It's like a mansion, except for it's an office. We had to go through metal detectors. Now this is an interesting topic. A few months ago, there was a guy who walked up to the front steps of the Capitol building with a shotgun and started shooting in the air. Didn't hurt anybody, but it really scared the heck out of everybody there, and they decided that after over 100 years of having no kind of searching or metal detectors of any kind in this building for anybody, not in the general public or otherwise, they decided to start that. And Who do you think opposed it the most? I'll give you time to think. Yes, there are metal detectors in the state capitol building here in Texas that you have to pass through if you're in the general public. And they have next to it an area for passing through if you are a legislator, in which case they don't have to go through the metal detectors. They have a card they use at a card reader and just walk right on in. The people who opposed the metal detectors being installed and used there at the entrances for the general public were the legislators in the Texas Senate and House who are big promoters of gun rights, to the point where they come armed every day they work here. That's right. There are several, perhaps as many as a couple of dozen Texas state legislators who bring a gun concealed with them, with their concealed handgun permit, every day they work here. So they opposed the metal detectors. They didn't want to have to go through them. Oh, don't worry. Politicians don't have to do the same thing that the people who vote for them do. They were given special cards and introduced to a card reader. Yay, thumbs up, yay.
Thank you, appreciate it. Thank you.
I think it's for me. You're me. So they get to avoid that responsibility. In case you're wondering, like I was, what happens when a legislator with one of those pass cards gets in who had a really, really bad morning or something and decides to use their licensed concealed weapon for offensive instead of defensive purposes, one day in the Capitol building it will not be protected. Of course, it wasn't protected for over 100 years before this, and it did okay, so...
Well, see you next time.
Are you coming up tomorrow?
I don't know yet.
Cool.
Not sure.
All right. Well, have a good night.
I'm going to move to later in the afternoon. I get to move to the ranch.
All right. See ya. Okay, now that I'm alone here, I can tell for sure who's honking for me, because the pig's gone. I sure could use some help, folks. A one-person picket looks kind of silly to a lot of people. Well, the truth is the truth, no matter how many people say it, of course. Years ago, a Christian asked me when I was doing a one-person picket, he said, how come you're here all alone? And doesn't this mean that your idea is maybe not very accurate? Because how right can you be if you can't get anybody else to come out here and say it with you? Now, there's two things I say in reply. Number one, a lot of people are really seriously, sincerely afraid of what Christians will do in response to something like this. Secondly, you know how many people it took to start Christianity? One. Think about it. Well, this is important. We need to keep religion out of government. Also, once again, some people have asked me, hey, if we tax the churches, won't that, like, invite them into the government and politics and, you know, enable them to really, really get deeply involved in politics and government? And I always say, you're quite a bit too late with that question. There's such a strong and powerful, wealthy Christian influence in our government right now that it really doesn't make sense to say we don't have an official government-issued religion, because we just saw it on display with all caps and gold letters above the lectern of both the House and Senate and the legislative chambers. My question becomes, if that is not an official government religion or a statement of an official government religion, what would it take? What would the government have to do to prove to everybody that we really do have an official government-issued religion? Would they put it in gold lettering in all caps on the wall permanently above the lecterns of our lawmaking chambers? Yes, they would do that. Would they inscribe the words God and Almighty Creator into the wording of plaques and monuments and statues and other things depicting the heroes of our state, or the supposed heroes. Yes, of course, that's exactly what they would do. And that's what they've done. Let's see what else they would do that they haven't done. See, I'm trying to figure out what would be the threshold point between separation of church and state and the wildly other direction, the combination of church and state. What would it be like if they were to combine in ways that we can't tell yet? What would be different? And the answer is nothing. Nothing would be different. They already have done this. One quick visit to government places of work like this show very clear. They put this on the walls and on the plaques, and then they start every session with a prayer. Not because they are careful about not blending church and state, but because they know that they get to make their religion the official government religion of our society. The official government religion, which is the official religion itself of the people, right? That's the way it works with governments. And if we are not all Christian yet, that simply says that this church-state melding is wrong. The diversity of our nation is overflowing. As much as our population grows, we have a huge amount of diversity to go along with that growth. And it is absolutely wrong, in my opinion, for our government to send out the signal in even physical ways and financial ways that says we are all Christians. We are not all Christians. We are not all theists. Alright, I'm about done. Thanks for watching. And we'll be out here again tomorrow for another weekday picket at the Texas Legislature. And, hopefully I'll have some friends with me here doing this. You don't have to be an atheist. I welcome Christians out here too, and I have met several Christians who agree with me entirely on the entire sign here, yes. And would love to see these mega churches and televangelists paying a little bit of money at least into the system after taking so much. So, yes, please, if you would like, and you have time during the day, on weekdays, and I'm also doing this on Saturdays and Sundays, why not? 7 days a week, it's fun. If you can come out here, downtown Austin, any of these days, please do. And I don't have to be here. Bring a sign, make a sign. See my sign? It's real easy. I had mine professionally made, but you can make your own if you want. And just bring it on down here. I got a parking space less than 200 feet away from this very spot for 25 cents. Okay. Thanks for watching. Peace. Separate that church and state. And please check out atheists.org.